For this project today, we're using number 2, number 4, and number 6 round brushes. I'm using watercolor powders that I'm going to link. We're going to create this beautiful dahlia, but don't forget, as always, like and subscribe, and we'll have more fun together. I have my number 4 paintbrush here, round number 4, and I have mixed up some yellow, and I'm going to add just a little bit of some green and red mixed up, which gives you a little bit of brown just to deepen the bottom of it. So we're going to start the bottom of this in the middle, and then I'm going to go up top and add the peony red. And I'm just going to tell you, I have prepped my art journal with acrylic white paint. This is the art journal that I use all the time. It's an old book. I prep all the pages with acrylic white paint. And I love doing the watercolor on this because it's going to give you some really fun texture, and you can go over and over and over. So with this video, just stop and start it. Follow along with the lines that I make. I'm picking up my number 6 brush here and pressing and dragging the brush to make the first base of petals. So we're going to kind of go back and forth, going in and out, spreading that watercolor around. Because like I said, the acrylic white paint is going to be way more forgiving to give you time to work your petals. I'm working around the base of the middle. I'm going to put a big leaf here and make sure that I go right up to that yellow. I think these could be a little darker. I'm going to add a little bit of leaves up on top. And I'm going to move this so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm going to make the leaves on top shorter. So I like to make the shape with the tip and then kind of go back in and fill in. You might have to keep going back and forth to pick up paint for this to go over it. And if it's not dark enough for you, you can wait till it dries and then go back over it if you use this technique with the white acrylic. So I'm going to follow the shape again of the middle. I'm still using my number 6 round. And it looks a little bit like a muddy mess right now, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. So I'm coming in here with a clean number 6 brush, and I'm picking up the middle of the paint and removing it just on these top petals. I promise this looks ugly before it's really pretty. This is like the teenager phase of your painting where everything is kind of awkward. I'm going to go back down here, add a few more petals in between. This dahlia is going to be large and beautiful. I'm going to come back up on top, add another layer of smaller petals in between the ones that we added first. Come over here on the side, add a few more up here, filling in the spaces. And like I said, feel free to stop and start so that you can follow along. I'm going to deepen the middle just a little bit. I added a little bit of the purple to the red. Alrighty, I started outlining, but I'm going to come back and add some orange in, just some of the yellow and the red, just to give it more dimension. It was looking a little flat to me. So you can come in, just add some on top of what you've done, and you'll have another little layer. All right, now you're going to take your number 2 brush. You're going to get just the red. You can add some purple in it, some blue in it to deepen it, but you're not going to want to wet this down so much. And you're going to take that little tiny number 2 brush and outline and give some little curvy shapes to each petal and go back in, kind of darken down the middle here, and that's going to help give it definition. Next are the leaves, which I use yellow and blue and mix that together. And if you want it not quite so bright, you're going to add some red into that. So practice mixing that together, try it on another page and see what you think. I'm using the number 4 brush for these. And I'll either use my tip to kind of outline and make a leaf shape, or I'll do the kind of smush and drag, but like this. But again, you're going to be using that tip a lot if you're using watercolor on top of this white acrylic paint. But if you do the drag, push and drag technique here like I did, you're just going to go back up and fill it in with the tip and go over it, and you're going to get your shape. And it's going to be really fun, I promise. I'm going to add a few more here on the bottom. It's so fun to see where this watercolor is going to go on this acrylic paint. I'll add one more in the middle here. This is a very loosey-goosey kind of flower, as you can tell. I'm watching my hand go back and forth, and it's not as steady paint job on this, which is kind of another reason why I like what I do in these art journals. It gives you a lot of freedom. Now add some more over here on the right side. Again, practice on paper if you want. You can even throw down some acrylic paint on some paper, let it dry, and then see what you think. All right, my friends, have fun with this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you back next week.